additional office.
Yep. All right, let's all rise
Yes.
for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag
For the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Yeah. We need a motion to open the meeting.
I'll make that
Oh, wait, you
motion.
know what we have to do? Oh, we have to open the meeting, okay. And now we have to,
Did we get
Get
a
a
second
second?
on that?
I'll second.
Fred, all in favor?
Aye.
And we have to now pause the public meeting, pause this meeting, go into public. We should have just put them together, the public hearing.
Yeah, make a motion to open the poll here.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right. All right, the public hearing for 105 Ramapo Street is now open. Anyone from the public like to comment?
Before we get into
Oh, yeah,
that, Terry,
good.
can I just confirm that you've received proof of mailing and proof of publication?
Yes.
Thank you.
We need to read that in?
Yes, please.
Village of Monroe Planning Board notice of public hearing. Please take notice that the Village Planning Board of the Village of Monroe will hold a public hearing at Village Hall, 7 Stage Road, Monroe, New York, 10950, on January 27, 2026, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as possible, on the application of Fiorella Fini for a special permit and site plan approval to construct an accessory dwelling unit to an existing single-family home located at 105 Ramapo Street, SBL 220-5-13 pursuant to section 200-49. The proposed project will consist of the construction of a dwelling unit accessory to an existing single-family home. A copy of the application is available for review in the Building Planning Department located at 7 Stage Road, Monroe, New York, 10950, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. By the order of the Planning Board of the Village of Monroe, Jeff Boucher, Chairman.
Okay.
Terry, any written comment?
No.
Thank you.
Nada. Looking like there's not a lot of the neighbors or anything coming in to comment.
I'm here.
Paul?
Were you close enough for that or no?
I didn't get noticed, at least, or maybe I didn't pick up my mail. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Would be appropriate, motion to close the public hearing.
Yes.
I'll make that motion to close the public hearing.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, I would second.
Okay, public hearing's closed, and we need a motion to go back into the regular meeting.
Make that motion.
And second?
I'll second it.
Did you get that too?
Fred and Barbara. It's the Fred and Barbara.
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
it.
Yeah, Paul, you
No, I'm
know.
not saying nothing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Okay. So let's talk about 105. Dave, anything?
So, just about everything that was in my letter was informational or conditions of any approval that the board might grant as it relates to the accessory apartment. There was one comment that I had, which I believe we discussed at the last meeting, and that was comment number 4, which talked about potentially providing an expansion on the driveway to allow turning movements, but I remember the applicant saying that they were not going to be utilizing any additional vehicles, and they had more than enough room. So,
Yeah, the driveway's big.
so I think the plan is acceptable as submitted.
Okay. Liz?
I'm generally happy, so I did take the liberty of drafting a resolution that I circulated to the board earlier. I think I sent it yesterday. So I would just like to go through that. Just note, what I'm going to run through right now is ever so slightly different. Dave found a couple of minor comments that I updated, a couple of typos and a couple of dates, so
Like
I've made...
street?
What
No,
did I-
that's the title of the, never mind, that was the actual title of it when you open it, the document. There's just double T on street at the end, but that could be our end.
It's not on mine. Mine
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't
even
think
have
so.
street. It just says 105 Ramapo.
Okay.
All right, no worries. Whereas the Village of Monroe Planning Board is considering action on a proposed amended site plan special use permit application by Fiorella Fini to authorize construction of an accessory apartment to an existing single-family home located at 105 Ramapo Street, Village of Monroe. And whereas the Planning Board has received and considered the following: Application dated November 8th, 2025. Site plan prepared by John McGloin, PLS, dated December 29th, 2025. Letter from Brian Barberina, Assistant Building Inspector, dated December 19th, 2025. Reinterpretation as to floor area ratio. Architectural drawings prepared by Turner Architectural PLLC, last revised December 22nd, 2025. Comments of the Village Planning Board Attorney and Village Engineer. Whereas the Planning Board has determined that this is a Type 2 action pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, seeker, and no further environmental review is required. And whereas the action is exempt from Orange County Department of Planning, referral to Orange County Department of Planning pursuant to an intermunicipal agreement between the County of Orange and the Village of Monroe. Whereas the Planning Board held a duly noticed public hearing on January 27, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved that after consideration of the application materials and consultant comments and public comments, the Planning Board hereby grants site plan and special permit subject to the following conditions. The findings and conditions of the Planning Board as set forth in the special permit annexed here to and made a part hereof are adopted as if set forth at length. Prior to site plan signature, applicant to address the comments as set forth in the memos of David Higgins, P.E., of Lincoln Tully Engineering, dated December 12th, 2025, and Elizabeth Cassidy, dated December 15th, 2025. There's not much to, but that's my usual last memo. Owner must file a covenant in the Orange County Clerk's office and with the local assessor stating that the right to rent the accessory apartment ceases upon the transfer of title. A copy of said covenant shall be provided to the Planning Board and Building Department. Upon transfer of title, the local assessor shall notify the Building Department, who will then take appropriate steps to ensure compliance with these provisions. Applicant to provide draft covenant to Planning Board Attorney for review and approval prior to filing. And that's your requirement in Section 249-K for accessory apartments. Applicant to submit final site plan to be signed by the chairman. Chairman shall be authorized to sign the plan, not plat. Upon confirmation from the village engineer and planning board attorney that all outstanding conditions have been satisfied. Applicant to pay all fee, applicant to obtain all permits. Applicant to commence construction within 1 year pursuant to 200-48.4 and 200-72 of the Village of Monroe Village Code. Applicant may request an extension. Somehow I don't think that's an issue. Any special use permit issued hereunder shall be to the applicant and shall be terminated upon the sale, expiration of a leasehold interest of the applicant. A change to the permitted use that does not require a special permit or abandonment of the site unless otherwise authorized by the planning board. If there is non-compliance with the conditions of the resolution of the special use permit, the certificate of occupancy shall be revoked. And actually there is no existing site plan, so that can come out. The terms and conditions, that's going to come out. And then our customary special permit, which is following the approval resolution. This special permit is issued to Fiorella Feeney, owner of property located at 105 Ramapo Street, Village of Monroe, Village of Monroe, New York, for the addition of an accessory apartment pursuant to 200-49 of the Village of Monroe Village Code, subject to the Planning Board special permit procedures and regulations set forth in Village of Monroe Code, Article 12, Section 200-48 and sequential. Findings: the Planning Board determines after review of all the application materials, consultant comments, and public comments that the applicant owner has satisfied the findings required by Village Code Section 200-48 in particular, and these are from your code: the location and size of use, the nature and intensity of the operations and traffic involved in or conducted in connection with it, the size of the site in relation to it, and the location of the site with respect to streets giving access to it are such that it will be in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the district in which it is located. The location, height, and nature and height of the buildings, walls, and fences, and the nature and extent of landscaping on site are such that the use will not hinder or discourage the appropriate development and use of adjacent land and buildings. Operations in connection with any special use will not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibration, or other characteristics that would be the operations of any permitted use not requiring a special use permit. Parking areas are of adequate size for the particular use, properly located and suitably screened from the adjoining residential uses, and the entrance and exit drive shall be laid out so as to achieve maximum safety. Existing municipal facilities are adequate for the proposed use. The property will be suitably landscaped to protect the neighborhood and adjacent property in perpetuity. The Planning Board finds that the application satisfies the requirements of accessory apartments as set forth in 200-49 of the Village of Monroe Village Code. Based upon these findings, the Planning Board approves special permit subject to the following conditions. The basement may not be occupied as habitable space in conformance with the zoning as per the interpretation of the Assistant Building Inspector dated December 19th, 2025. The applicant must comply with all requirements of Section 200-49. The applicant has represented to the planning board that the accessory apartment is to be occupied by a family member and may not be occupied by a rental tenant until such time as the applicant complies with 200-49, including but not limited to. The owner must file a covenant in the county clerk's office and with local assessor stating the right to rent the accessory apartment ceases upon transfer of title. That was in the site plan. Purchaser of homes that have special use authorization for accessory apartments who want to continue renting those apartments must reapply for special use authorization, and full compliance with Chapter 158 rental property shall be completed prior to occupancy of the new accessory apartment as a rental.
Tired?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Terry dutifully got me a water, so we're good. Is there anything I missed?
Nope.
So before the board takes action, I just want to clarify with the applicant. There are two parts regarding the, for accessory apartments. You heard me discuss the covenant, and I can provide you something that somebody else did. The covenant does need to be filed, regardless of whether your family member occupies it or not. The covenant still should be filed. With that said, you don't have to comply with the rental laws until you plan on renting, if you ever plan on renting it to a third party. Then you have to comply with the village. There's a rental registry, a landlord registry. So if it's only family, you don't have to comply with that. So that'll be a continuing condition, but I can provide you a sample of a covenant.
Great.
Okay?
Good.
Okay.
So we need a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? All right. Approved. All right.
Good luck.
Have a great night. Good luck with everything. Oh, it was the same team. Oh, sorry. We are looking at 58117, but that's not you, Mike. So we'll skip them, and we'll go to 573. And
It occurred to me, did you want to do anything in the record?
yes.
That's just, before I forget.
Yeah, and I forgot too. I meant to say that. So we'll do it right after we're done.
Okay.
To do something just on minutes for Joe. Okay. Dave, would you like to start us off here?
Sure. So, I do have a number of comments, some informational notes, et cetera. I mean, we did review them at the last meeting. If you want, I can read through them again, or no?
I don't think so.
I have nothing new, because nothing new was submitted since the meeting 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So,
Yeah, last we were here, the idea was to consider a neg deck for the project. I think that sufficient information's been provided. A lot of Dave's outstanding comments are ministerial. It's dot and I, cross a T type of stuff. The neg deck allows us to pursue the permit with the DEC. We are resubmitting again to the DOT, so we're getting close with that, but it allows us to continue successfully with the outside agencies, wrap all that up. We will make revisions to the plans according to Dave's memo, resubmit at the appropriate time, but it'll be good to get a lot of the outside agency stuff done. You follow what I'm saying? So the next set of plans I submit will not only include Dave's revisions, but a lot of mine as well, if not all of them.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Dave, you concur,
The planning board will be able to see the outside agency approvals, I should say,
right.
in
Understood.
addition to my changes with Dave.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Liz?
Okay.
I know you did a draft.
Well, I did two drafts.
drafts.
One we have discussed.
Yeah.
And one I did circulate earlier. So we have the negative declaration, which the board discussed at our work session. The only change I have to that is Dave's recommended adding language about the general speedies permit, which I've added to the negative declaration. Mike, just want to clarify anticipated sewer and water use. Did I see an email today of 800, what did I say?
That's what we submitted to Orange County Department of Environmental Facilities for, 800 gallons per day.
800 gallons per day?
800. So an employee only uses 15 gallons per day, and they're figuring about 50, 53 employees.
Okay,
So that's where the number comes from.
well, I'm gonna add that and assumes 15 gallons per day, per employees, per employee with, what'd you say, a maximum of?
It would allow us 53 employees to be exact,
Okay.
Okay.
or just short of 800 gallons per day.
Yeah, 53, that math works. I like that maths.
Good math.
Can't divide a person by 0.3, it's 53.333,
Right.
so it's fine, so we're good.
That's how little they are.
The other issue I saw, I want to draw up the board with respect to the neg deck. We do have a landscaping plan. The one issue that's before us is our code has a target of a 1-to-1 replacement for trees that are cleared. We did not have a specific plan identifying the number of trees. Mike, via email today has indicated it's approximately, what'd you say, 20 trees?
I think so. That's what we counted.
20 trees. There's 8 trees plus a number of shrubs and other things that are being planted. And so the board can authorize the plan, but I just remind the board of its target, and that's found in 200-32 of your 1-to-1.
Right. So did we get the list on that?
No, there was no tree survey that was conducted. I mean, what I did today was I went on Near Map, which is the most recent aerials you can find, and I counted. I mean, it's hard to see if some of those trees are even not on our site, so I was conservative and included them. I'm counting about 20 trees, give or take.
Okay.
They're mostly along the sides,
All right.
and a few in the back up to the wetland buffer, but most of that's cleared back there.
Okay. Did you add that into the plan at all?
The number of trees to be removed, no, that is not added to the plan,
No. So, and then,
but it could be.
yeah, I think it should be.
That's fine.
And then, what about the list of trees to replace them?
So that's on the plan. My only comment there is it took me a minute, unless there are 2 types of trees that are listed under perennials. So I was like, he's only planting 2 trees? Unless are they?
Take a look down at the bottom of the table. There's some deciduous trees.
Okay, and
So
that's why they're listed as perennial?
They might be in the wrong section of the table.
Yeah, that's,
but yeah.
no,
I
that,
think there was 8 trees, if I remember.
there were 8 trees.
Right.
They were just 6 of them were in like what I would consider like the little plants and flowers, and I was like,
That might have been mislocated.
Are you trying to
under
get
that.
away with something?
Yeah.
Emma?
no.
I'm trying to plant
It's
trees in
there
lieu
on
of
the
shrubs.
table.
I'm doing a bad job, I can
They
tell
were
you
pin
that.
oaks, right? Pin
oaks and red maples.
And honey locust, maybe?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. No, they were there. They were in the wrong spot. So it took me a minute because I was just like, and they had the Latin names. So anyway. Okay. Add number of trees to be removed. Okay.
And what else did you have, Liz? You said, was there something else there?
So the applicant has presented a landscaping plan. And I'm gonna insert the number. Applicant has presented a landscaping plan. Does the board have any other comments on the landscaping plan?
No, just
itself?
how many gallons a day did you say?
15 per employee, right?
It's 800 gallons per
Okay.
day. Total.
Because you had 1,600 in there? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but I don't remember the source of that number, so you can ignore that number.
Okay.
That might also be a combination of 800 gallon sewer and usually water in, water out, so
Correct.
water in, sewer out, so it
Yep,
might
makes
have been
sense.
So long as I provide the formula, if they've matched, I'm comfortable with that in the neg deck.
Right.
And Dave, you think that number, I'm not a water expert, that's reasonable in terms of,
Yeah, I think there's, they used to be able to do it based on the square footage of the building, but I think that's no longer in the DEC manual. Now it's based on employees.
Employees, yeah. And the facility that's there now uses more water, I'm pretty sure, than what we will, because it's a pet grooming and veterinary hospital. So if I actually rate that per DEC manual, it'd be like double plus the flow that we're proposing.
how many parking spots on site?
Excuse me?
How many parking spots?
But either
are on
way,
site?
that's, I think we're permitted for 800 right now.
Let me see.
Okay.
For the existing use, and we're just gonna go back to the Department of Environmental Facilities for the same exact flow.
Right.
So there's no modification to the permit. It's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. Which,
And it's legitimate, because it's about the number of employees we're gonna have.
Right.
which is the same as the
I
current
believe so. I
use.
think we're permitted for 2 units right now. I think each unit's about 400 gallons per day.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
All right. The other language I added, you saw at our last, New York State DOT has requested that consideration be given to the consolidation of driveways onto Route 17M. The proposed access, however, is not within the legal control of the applicant, and the property owner is unwilling to such consolidation. I've also had a, we are still going from 2 to 1, so instead of 3, we're going from 3 to 2. So it's still a reduction.
Yep.
So I have that.
I think it's 55 spaces.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, 55 spaces is what you have.
55
So you
spaces for
basically-
53 employees, that works. It matches the park, it's consistent.
It
Mhm.
is.
If you had, my point is, if you had 100 spaces and you were to say, hey, it's 53 employees, you'd go, wait a second.
Right.
What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you can get more bodies in
Mhm.
there. You can't get significantly more bodies in there.
So there won't be people like,
No, there could, but the point is, they're in close proximity to each other. You don't have a huge site with 2 employees. That's what I've had. I've had applicants say, oh, this huge site's gonna be controlled by 2 employees, and you're like, yeah.
but like no one visits there, like they're not gonna like host.
Oh, I'm
the-
sure there's gonna be visits, but it's, the parking and the parking and the square footage is relatively
Again, there's
consistent.
53 employees, like how do you go, what kind of office is it, what kind of office space is it, how do you go?
It's limited to general business office, so they don't have an end tenant yet, but they can't make it medical, so that can't, because
Oh,
medical,
that's my question,
that's,
like if you're gonna go visit it, so like where do you park, there's 53 spots
Yeah,
and.
it's-
Yeah.
the type of office where most, the
It's just-
employees
it's
are there
only
9 to 5, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. No one's gonna visit to like pay their taxes, whatever it is.
Actually, just to check, Mike, the 15 gallons per employee, that's standard fixtures, right? Water saving fixtures, you get a 20% reduction on that.
That's true, yeah, so it'd be even a
Yeah,
little less.
so at 800 gallons, which is the number that's reported, you'd have basically 66, 67 employees
That's correct.
using 12
I didn't
gallons.
think about that part, he's correct, yes. But either way, we're still permitting with the Department of Environmental Facilities for 53, because like I said, I think it's what our permit is right now.
Mhm.
And it just, you know what I'm saying, otherwise we'll be waiting years.
Don't want to upset the apple cart.
Using standard,
I mean,
But-
it makes sense, the numbers we have make sense, the employees make sense,
Right.
so it just makes sense to
Right.
okay.
continue with 800 gallons per day.
All right, so I just need a board determination with respect to, is the board happy with knowing that 20 trees are being removed with the proposed landscaping plan, or do you want to ask the applicant to
It-
provide any more trees?
What I can say is this, well, I don't think we have much of any more room left on the site for trees. I'm putting them in the islands. But we can certainly do as a part of conditional final approval, a little tree survey. And we can get.
Yeah, I think that'd be-
We can do that. I mean, the
Okay.
board's working with me. We'd be glad to work with the board. And
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah.
as part of like, you know, conditional final approval, we'll do a tree survey, we'll have all the trees mapped, and we know for exactly for sure coming down, this way the board can feel comfortable with what they're looking
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good. Yeah, I think
We
that'd be
get
good.
a survey? That'll tell us the trees that are there, right? Is it gonna, that's not gonna do anything but replacing trees, right?
Well, I think that either way, it's it's part of the procedure that the board likes to see, if I'm not mistaken. They want to
It's
see
in
the
the code,
trees on
yeah.
the site surveyed, so at
Right.
the very least, I'll survey, identify the trees that are gonna be removed, we'll locate them on the map.
Yeah, the size and.
I mean, if the
so
number is
forth.
still 20, or it's 25, or whatever the number works out to be, you know, I'm still replacing 8, and at that point, when I come back, we can maybe take a look and see if there's anywhere I can squeeze a few more in, but I'm not sure at this point if I can do that. They would be in the DEC buffer at that point, so I don't know, maybe I can wrap it into the permit to put a few more trees in, but that's something we can, I think, take a look at some
Mhm.
point later on.
That's, I have no objection to that, and we get the survey, because sometimes if your tree survey shows that it's garbage, like garbage trees, invasives,
Right.
you know,
Then it's, yeah.
then we don't necessarily care, you know.
It's an ash tree, you know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be.
Okay.
I'd be glad to do that. I also might note, because we have the adjacent area in the back for DEC, maybe we want to put an orange construction fence up
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
along that
For
border,
sure. Yeah.
because contractors are known to wander.
Yeah.
Really?
And,
Yep.
you know, I don't want to wander after them telling them they did something wrong.
Um,
And Liz, you had the lighting highlighted? Or
Uh,
somebody did?
Dave largely looked at that, so I think that
Okay.
was, because I wanted him to just, but since it's highlighted, does anybody have any issues with the proposed lighting plan? There is a lighting plan in the sheet set.
No, are you talking, you know, and if you have to shield them afterward?
Yeah, well, but I'm pretty sure everything's fully shielded, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's,
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, depending, and again, it depends on the neighbors and so forth, on where their stuff is in relation to.
if, I have no objection to if the board needs there to be a note in the plan that lighting may need to be modified after construction,
That's fine.
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah, as a condition if necessary.
However you want to put the language on it, that's fine.
Okay.
Can I go back to the trees?
Mhm.
You're
Sure.
supposedly taking down 20 and only putting up 8. Isn't that a large difference than what we usually do? Usually, do we want more?
It's a case-by-case basis. One-to-one is aspirational, in your code. That's where you're starting point is.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is authority for you to approve a site plan that doesn't necessarily meet the one-to-one, but
Mhm.
that's usually where we strive to go. Sometimes it's not appropriate, sometimes, you know, again,
This, though, is just a negative declaration, right?
right,
seeker.
but it's fairly large, so it's a big step. So you want to have some resolution. If it's the applicant to provide a tree survey and there's more room to go, then we can do that, that's fine.
And the tree survey will tell us if there's just, like I said, junk trees and it's not.
I'm
worth
telling you
replacing.
20. It could be less, it could be more. I mean, again, I'm just going off an aerial.
He's looking at an aerial
Yeah.
image that
Okay.
some of those trees may be on the neighbor's property that he's not touching anyway.
Okay.
Right, I don't know for sure at this point, but I think it makes sense to, you know, to do the tree survey. We'll go out there, we'll GPS everything, and we'll ID it.
Sure.
We'll know exactly where it is, we'll know exactly what the count is, and if I've got more room in the back between the development and the adjacent area that we can squeeze something in, we'll do so. If the board really wants me to try to work it into a permit with the DEC where I plant trees in the buffer, I can try to do that as well. But
We can cross that bridge at a later point. in
that's
time.
correct. It's gonna take us a while, it's gonna take us a little while to process the DEC
Right.
permit. So we can, that's my point, yeah. I would like to come back to the board with all that information so we can make an intelligent decision.
Okay, thank you.
That's the idea.
I can,
A decision based on accurate information.
okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
We try. Every once in a while, we try to do that as engineers.
Okay, applicant, provide tree survey to ensure finally approved landscaping plan adequately mitigates any, as a condition of approval, to provide a tree survey to ensure finally approved landscaping plan adequately mitigates any adverse environmental impacts associated with tree clearing. And then do I have, yeah, I do have my famous, infamous endangered species. Okay.
Mike, what service did you use to look at those trees?
It's called Nearmap.
These are
Yeah,
the ones.
okay.
I think most municipalities have it as a
Those are
service.
just technical, those
Yeah.
read, those
So
are
you guys
shows.
probably,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
got
probably
those.
have access to it, would be my guess.
Where's the-
So if you
what's
look at
the
that,
Army Corps?
I mean, I
What
just,
am missing there?
you know, counted
little bit of
the
wetland
canopies, you know what I'm saying, that were close to the property line.
The wetland disturbance for the Army Corps. It's a nationwide permit.
Oh, that's the nationwide permit? Okay. But the buffer's DEC?
Mhm.
Okay,
And the
Okay.
and the wetlands DEC too.
okay. Okay. So so here's just the change, I'm just gonna go, rather than read this verbatim, the changes I've made is to clarify, from what was circulated to the board members, was one, that the, water and sewer use are expected to be approximately 800 gallons per day, and I'm just gonna say per of water, utilizing water-saving here, we're gonna, assuming 15 gallons per day per employee with a maximum of 53 employees using standard fixtures, which is the same as the current use. That's the only change there. There were some typos in the stormwater pollution prevention plan. I just corrected they've updated the permit, and I was carrying over from an old one. So that's been corrected. Prior to signing of the site plan map, the applicant shall obtain coverage under the general speedies permit. Maintenance of the stormwater facility shall be the responsibility of the property owner, who shall provide a stormwater maintenance facility easement and maintenance agreement prior to final site plan approval. Tree landscaping, I did add during our conversation, applicant has presented a landscaping plan that provides for, and I'll insert the numbers, but we have 6 trees and a whole bunch of stuff. I'll add those numbers as a condition prior to construction. Applicant to provide a tree survey to ensure finally approved landscaping plan adequately mitigates any adverse impacts associated with tree clearing. The planning board requires all applicants to maintain landscaping buffers in perpetuity as a condition of site plan approval. No change to endangered species, no change to historic preservation. The only change to traffic was again the discussion of the consolidation of driveways, which we're not in a legal position to force them to do. And it's certainly better under seeker, if there's an adverse impact, but when you're going better than you were, there's, you start with where you are, so we're going from 3 to 2. Lighting, the only language Dave asked me to add was showing that, submitted a lighting plan showing that light will not create any glare onto off-site properties. As a condition of approval, the applicant will be required to utilize fixtures which comply with International Dark Sky Association guidelines for shielding. Dave corrected, it's both New York State DEC and Army Corps of Engineers for wetlands disturbance, and then which are required prior to the signing of the plan, after approval resolution, but prior to signing. Does anybody have anything else they'd like me to add? Then it would be appropriate for a motion to approve the draft negative declaration as modified per our discussion.
Yep. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Doing their thing today.
All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay. Passes. Motion. Okay.
Any-
Very good. Thank you for your
Good.
time tonight. Liz, whenever you guys get a chance, just get me an updated draft if you can,
Yeah, sure.
just so I can have it. And then as soon as you guys sign it, I get it, we'll get on with the other agencies and we'll get back before you again, okay? All right, have a good
Sounds
night,
good.
everybody.
You too,
Thanks for your
Mike.
time.
Thank you, have a good night.
Hello, good evening.
How are you, Avi?
Good, twice in a month.
I don't know, Avi, do you like the back end of the agenda? Because you're never here when we put you up front.
I know, this the past, it's just been rough now, you know, getting out the door, I come home, bedtime, the kids, and then like trying to run out and get here on time, so apologies for that, I'll make sure to be here when it's my turn next
Well, I
time.
mean, we don't mind pushing you to the back.
Well, sometimes, you know, like having that gap is, you know, does come in handy. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We are here to request a neg deck for 581 Route 17M. Just also have some questions about the architectural submission I wanted to clarify.
Mm-hmm,
We need to bring in physical samples.
mm-hmm.
Okay, I asked my architect, they said they've never done that, which is surprising considering, has Hartman Design been in front of you guys? I'm sure this is not their first rodeo doing this.
You know, we put this in, to be fair, this became a requirement of ours about a year ago, maybe two, just because of the abuses that have occurred, that's all.
Got it.
So it's really just now to make sure, you know, when we go out there to inspect,
Right.
that's the stuff that is on there.
Someone shows us really pretty stone and we all go ooh and ah, and then
And then
the
all of a
cheap,
sudden it's
the
not
cheap
there.
stuff that, you know.
I've seen at some other, you know, architectural reviews where like, oh, there's a nice rendering, but you're not building this, so get us
Right,
something, you know, I get that. Okay, so I will do my best to get these samples, to order them, or have the architect order them and get them to you guys. I don't know if I get it, I probably can't get them by the deadline, I think the 29th is the deadline for the next, I need them for the next workshop, or if I get them for the next meeting?
Well, we won't sign off until they're presented and approved by the board, so.
Got it.
we
So
have to
long, the architectural materials themselves don't need legal or engineering review. So if you have your submission in on a normal, and get them to us, you know, a
Right.
couple of days before the meeting, it's not the end of the world.
Got it.
You know,
Yeah, so you need the serial numbers and the palette, the color palette numbers, the exact.
Let me just check that down.
yeah.
And you said the color palette?
Yes. Because they all have their own little serial numbers as well.
Right. Okay. Perfect. The other comments, a lot of them are more clerical. We have to reach out to other agencies and things like that. We're not gonna have anything for this submission, but I think we still have everything in motion to continue the process and go for the public hearing. So I don't know if you wanna review the neg deck draft, is that?
So we're gonna ask Dave if he had anything before that.
So I did have, 3 pages of comments, which we, I believe, read through at the meeting 2 weeks ago. We haven't received anything new, so I haven't submitted any additional comments. I don't know if you want to go through them, or,
I mean, we can. I think at this point we've established there was nothing that, like, there were no changes that needed to be made to the plans. A lot of these were, get meets and bounds for the survey, put the
Right.
surveyor's seal on it.
So it'll be on the
conditions that we
final.
have. So that'll be on the final. There's nothing to really, the drainage we addressed, the lighting, all that stuff has been done. I guess the big thing that's up in the air is if we get that variance for the dumpster. So
Right.
there's nothing really, if you want to go through them,
right, the subdivision,
Everything else.
there's a subdivision map and meets and bounds. need to be
right, that's all
provided.
clerical work that we have to actually just,
Yeah, no,
take care
no need to go through them, I don't
No,
think.
good.
Avi, I'm going to ask the same question we asked Mike. With respect to, I know you've got existing space and that sewer and water is not changing. The only, what do we anticipate that I can put into the neg deck for respect to the addition of how much, what your water needs?
So it's interesting, I overheard the conversation before, I can't tell you the number of employees, I know the square footage, I don't know how that, there obviously is some sort of correlation.
Because I would love to be able to, I mean, obviously, it's going to be subject to capacity and subject to a sign off by,
Right, I'm not the
Orange County
client, I
Sewer
feel
District.
pretty comfortable saying we're gonna use these high efficiency fixtures, I'm assuming that's probably the standard right now. We'd wanna use that. You know, I'll make an executive decision, I guess we'll put that in if I can't.
We'll write
I'll get
that
back
down.
to you. Yeah.
Standard fixtures are now water-saving fixtures, so.
Right,
DEC
so-
manual basically would say, any fixture that you're gonna use, other than residential now, because that's part of the 110 gallon per day flow, anything that's commercial or institutional,
is
Would-
water
you would be
Yeah.
able to use their form and then take off 20% because
Right.
the standard fixture is a water-saving
Right.
fixture.
I don't know the max, I guess it would usually go based on the max occupancy, correct?
Mhm.
Right, so I mean, obviously it's approximately, 14,000 square feet total. With that, with the common area, it's hard to tell. I believe, does it make sense, it's 15 square feet per employee roughly, they usually calculate?
Let me take-
See, one thing I
They
was.
used to use 0.1 gallons per day per square foot for office.
Which actually makes more
generally.
sense, because that's what you see on a plan. You could
That's
just-
what- that's what
it
they
just- you
use.
just
What is
match
it?
it up.
What'd you
With
say?
this,
0.1 gallons per day per square foot,
right, this becomes very subjective.
and it's, what's the square footage?
Let's just say 14,000, the exact number
So
is.
it's 1,400. And then you'd probably, again, take off 20%, you're looking at basically 1,120 gallons per day,
Okay,
without
Yeah.
knowing the number of employees, but yeah,
all
Yeah.
right. So here's the deal. What'd you say, 1,120?
1,120.
I'm gonna put 1120 in. We're in a unique position here that because this is a subdivision, it's actually, we're doing it in the opposite order that we normally do. Okay? We're going to, for purpose, based on the square footage of the building, we're gonna assume 1,120 gallons. That still remains subject to, and that's not a big deal for Orange County Sewer District, I'm assuming not, but.
Shouldn't be.
Okay. That's an official statement.
I mean,
Teasing, I'm teasing, don't put that in the minutes. Anyway, if that number is to change
Yeah,
with any significance, please I will need you to verify employees before, because that'll be
Yeah.
a condition of approval. If we need to, we can reserve we've already done it, because you'll notice the last sentence, that we reserve the right to reopen seeker. So if the number appears to be
Right.
significantly different, you need to tell us.
And
Now,
what
if
was
it's
that
less,
right.
if it's
than
less,
that.
great. If
Right.
it's not, it's 1,120.
which is divided by 12, which would be 93 employees.
That's a lot of employees, so I think you're gonna be less than that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can physically fit them between conference rooms and common
I
area and all that.
I don't anticipate you're gonna be that big.
Right, and again, this is for the new
Um,
building. Right. Yep.
Anything else, Liz?
we'll use 1,120
Yep, take your time.
gallons per day of water above and beyond the, because I don't necessarily, the existing site is existing, the existing development of the site. Do we have EF?
And Terry,
do we
just
have,
on the
Orange
architecturals,
County
I could just
facilities
ship
as
them
well?
here, or do,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
bad, like some of the stuff could be
Let
heavy.
me look. I think it is.
Something like that. Do you want them before the meeting, or
For what? Sorry.
for the architectural materials?
Yeah, definitely before the public hearing, because
But, do you want me to just bring them to the meeting, or do you want me to ship them here a few days before? I just feel bad with these big,
yeah, I think
I can
bringing
bring
them would be
them.
fine.
so I could bring them at the meeting,
Sit in your office and
Yeah,
right?
plug in
or not.
They're using the addition, existing,
No.
they don't have a new sewer connection.
Yeah, so
Oh.
no,
We're not proposing, right? All utility connections are internal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
That's why I was gonna say I don't have
Just-
it on my list.
just Orange County Sewer District.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And I just want to, we confirm that this is traditional office, not medical office? Okay. All right, so I also circulated the same, I circulated the draft, which since you last reviewed it at our work session, we did, I'm just going to go over the changes. We did confirm that the office will be your traditional general office and not a medical office, okay? The application has also been reviewed by the Monroe Joint Fire District and found to be acceptable. And then I just added applicant to use water-saving fixtures. The planning board conservatively estimated that the site will use 1,120 gallons per day of water above and beyond the existing development of the site, which can be safely handled. Approval is further subject to review and approval by Orange County Sewer District Number 1.
Is that something that I need to circulate to them, or you guys, as lead agency, are gonna send them?
You have to make the application. We'll circulate the neg deck in accordance with seeker, but they're probably not gonna do too terribly much with it absent an application.
Right.
So that's something I could already start now, once we get the neg deck.
Do you need site plan approval to start that?
I don't believe so. I think it's just the neg deck.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, and then the important part, again, because we're doing this, because of the quirky subdivision rules, we're making a determination without the public. If the public shows up and somebody comes out of like left field with something like legit
yeah.
that we didn't know about, we reserve the right to reopen seeker because that information wasn't before us. I know.
Sounds good.
Hey, did you know that back in, 1899, there was a,
4 oil tanks in the ground.
Native American burial ground or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. I have yet to have to
That was like Spring
reopen.
Street.
I have yet to have to
In
reopen.
Spring Street. With the burial, there's a burial
Yeah.
ground.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that we knew about. I have yet to have to reopen a subdivision. Most times the applicant, like, there's nothing
Well,
that.
Avi might be the first.
Don't,
Hopefully not.
poor Avi, don't wish that on Avi. That's not fair. All right, does anybody have any questions or additions they wish to add?
Nope. Anything from you guys? And you're gonna go for the dumpster
Yes,
with the, okay.
yeah, so.
Did you put in for that?
No,
to get
he's
on the
waiting
agenda?
for this.
Waiting for
Okay.
this, and then I think it's the March meeting that we would go to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is there a motion to approve the neg deck as discussed?
So we need a motion to approve the neg deck as was discussed.
I'll make that motion. Make your hand.
He's like, I'm gonna get my vote, my resolution in.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a
We
second?
need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
And opposed? Okay.
All right, we still have a little bit more homework. You can do that simultaneously with your ZBA application.
Right.
If I can have a motion to refer him to the ZBA for the area variance for the dumpster.
I'll make that motion.
And second?
Second.
All in favor? And opposed? Okay.
Okay, and then I need a motion to, you want yours next month, Avi? You set your public hearing?
Yeah, that'll be the 24th, I believe you said, yes. And I will obviously have to
Yeah.
do the postings.
Yep. Is there, now that we've completed seeker, is there a motion for a public hearing?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's 2/24 at 7 PM.
I will make sure I will be there on time.
I will,
Good, because that one's first.
I
That one.
appreciate it. Like I said, I've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So
Bring
that
'em
crunch
along.
time,
Bring them along.
I have in the past. My son thinks every time he comes to my office, he gets to print out cars in the plotter and have a field day,
You'll miss those days when they're gone.
there's been a number of times my children have sat back in that office, particularly at court nights. All right, I think that's it for now. We've
Good.
gotten everything.
Anything, Avi, from you? No?
No, I just wanted to thank you guys, and it was a big milestone, took a while to get here, but I appreciate you guys' help and, guiding me. This is my first time, presenting in front of the village. Hope to be in front of you guys again for other projects. But, just appreciate you guys facilitating and, help move this process along.
Yeah, we appreciate the way you conduct yourself as an engineer too, so it's important.
I try. I tell this to my clients that, just work with them.
Yeah.
Probably learned my lesson. I probably could have done this in fewer submissions. Sometimes you have to rein in the client where they're like, submit. It's like, no, we really don't have our stuff. But other than that, I thought this was actually a very nice process, how
Yeah.
it progressed. And I just want to thank you guys for that.
Yep, you bet. Good.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you again
Yep.
soon.
Absolutely. All right. So I don't think I have anything for this workshop. I don't think I'm going to be at the workshop in 2 weeks. There's nothing really for me. Do I need to?
You do,
do I
not
need-
that you need to submit for workshop, but please have your materials in time to the public.
Yes, those have to be ordered. So those I will bring
Yeah,
to the
but make
meeting
sure
on the
they're ready
24th.
for the public hearing, otherwise
Yes.
we're gonna keep the public hearing open.
The addresses.
Oh, yes, I will be in touch with you about that for, the
Yeah.
mailing list and how does that work, by the way? The mail, we have to do that?
You do the,
The
mail.
mail? Yeah. So
You do the mailing sheet.
And as Liz was saying at the one meeting, you go on USPS and you do it.
well, we need an affidavit or something, I would assume.
You
You
mean,
get like the mailing.
the
one
certificate of
list.
mailing?
Yes.
Yes.
So much nicer to get it that way instead of all the individual little green slips.
Cheaper too.
Do you know how many people haven't heard of a certificate of mailing? I had another engineer, I won't name her name, right, who was like, I've never heard of this. And I'm like, it's the best thing ever. Certificate of mailing is your
Is it
friend.
new?
No, it's been around for
Yeah, 'cause
decades.
I've heard about that for a while, unless they changed
I've been
it.
doing it since law school, and that was in the early 2000s.
And you have to use it only online?
No, you can go USPS and get the form, and it's literally, you can batch, all I need to prove is that you sent it.
Right.
So certificate of mailing, there's a form, you don't want the individual one, you want the batch one, you can put 6 or 7 on a sheet, and the postmaster round stamps the sheet as a whole. It is cheaper, faster, easier, makes us happier.
And this is all done online?
You can print the form online, but what I do if I'm sending a notice, I print 2 sets of labels. One for the envelope and then one for the thing, and I just label. It is the best thing ever.
Got
And
it.
it saves you a fortune because it's regular postage, plus I
Right.
think it's $1.10 a sheet instead
Got
of 7 some
yeah.
and
The
change
sheet has
per.
all the names where it has to go on it?
It,
Like, it's just
it can
sticker-
accommodate 6 or 7 names, so for $1.10 you get 6 versus
Right.
$8 a certified. So $48 versus $1.10.
Yeah.
It's,
If you don't mind, Elizabeth, I'll reach out to you about this.
hold on, I'll
Give it
pull
a
it
little
up.
time.
I'll pull
But
it
the
up.
list
But
of
it's your
neighbors I
best,
would get
it
from
is your
you.
best friend.
Perfect, yeah.
I think that the Feeney applicant took your advice because I did get it and it was already like exactly how you said it.
Yeah.
And the
You got-
postings also, we would have to do, and that's 10 days prior.
No, I'll
No.
post it.
Oh, you'll do the posting? Oh, got it. So I don't need to go hang up signs or anything like that and notice the public
Here,
hearing.
this is what it looks like.
They do that in Rockland a lot. The
Yes.
signs, they put signs
We
along the
don't-
property lines so that
When I was an
anybody
intern-
drives by, they see a.
We did have that
When I
one
was an intern
time.
at Leonard Jackson,
That
I
I
had to go to
remember,
Home
and I don't
Depot,
know
get
why.
the stakes, staple it in, hang it, yeah.
Where? Do you remember where?
I don't remember where it was, but it was like, in the last,
Like say public hearing this date for the
yes, it
property?
was
Here.
they posted it.
Yeah, you see these signs all over
Yeah,
the
yeah,
place.
yeah. One of the projects, I remember doing them doing
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
You literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They round stamp there, and they charge you $1. It's like $1.10 or $2.
I have to submit this to them online.
Sign.
No, you don't do it online. You print this out.
Right.
You put your labels here, right? You go to the post office
No, it wasn't.
Right.
with the mailings, right?
Right.
And you can already run them through your postage meter at $1, so whatever the
Right.
postage is for a stamp, put stamps on them. You're gonna show them, and have
Let's
the
throw it up,
6
I mean, no,
clipped to the sheet,
Right.
and she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh,
6,
nice.
stamp. 1, 2, 3,
nice.
4, 5, 6, stamp. So I would clip each sheet with each 6.
Oh, amazing.
But instead of doing a green card for every single one, let's say you have 10 properties, you're doing 2 of these sheets versus 10 green cards.
Right, no, 100%. You can send that to me, that would be great.
Good. All right,
Thanks so much for that. Thank you.
I think that's it.
Yep.
And then we have some minutes to do. So, thanks, Avi. We'll see you.
Well,
Yeah, I want to say something. So, So just want to put into the record too, that our loss of Joe Umberto is a big loss. And Joe was a very faithful servant of the village for many, many years. I know, I don't think he ever served as mayor, but I think he served as,
He was on the village board.
yeah, on the village board. And then, of course, these last number of years on the planning board, and he did a host of other things. But I think he's been here his whole life, Joe. And so we're gonna miss him. I mean, I used to see him every Sunday, he and his wife, every single Sunday, in the morning at the bagel store, because I'd be picking bagels up for church, and he and his wife would be sitting there eating bagels in the car, you know, or I'd catch him going into the, the store or whatever, so.
Or every Friday.
Yeah, we'll miss him.
The village was a
Yes.
He was very
Yeah.
regimented where he went every
Yes.
Friday, Villa, Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, captain's table every St. Patrick's,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know, so, golf.
Mansion Ridge.
He started Yak too.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
The school?
Yeah, when he was working
Yes.
in the park, he started the Yak, the summer program.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was instrumental in that, so.
Maybe have something to do with
That
the
was-
school
yeah, that was
over in
really
Sacred Heart too.
I feel
That
like
was
my
a-
sister went to Yak.
Yeah, it's a
My
long
older
time
sister.
ago. Yeah, no, this is,
Yes.
a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was, it was good. We were able to go. Fred was there, and I was there at the mass. There was no viewing, and it was just very, it was a Saturday morning, so it would have been hard for a lot of people.
Well, the weather
But-
too.
And the weather was, it was snowing.
I had to work for some of that.
Yeah, and it was, but there have to be, I don't know, 80, 100 people or so, which was great. And I saw Joe on that Sunday, before our meeting, and I asked him, he was, no, it was not right before, it was the one before that, it was the week before that. And, he looked a little bit, frail that day, but sometimes he would, and I was talking to him for a bit, and he said he had to go for heart surgery for his tricuspid valve for the heart. And I asked him when it was gonna be, and I think he said in the next couple of weeks. And when he didn't, because he would always call me and say, I'm not gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. He didn't call when we got here.
Like Monday.
And I said to Paul, it's a little strange because he normally would, unless something happened and he was, maybe. And then I'm thinking maybe I got the date wrong. I thought it was 2 weeks out for the surgery, but it could have been that day. But then I guess we got word the next day or two. And I think he actually passed on the Sunday before our meeting, I think, was what it was. So anyway, we appreciated Joe and his passion for, and he was, Joe served as an engineer too, internationally. He did a lot of stuff internationally, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he'll be missed. So,
Yeah, definitely.
so we're in need of two. I think Keith will be stepping down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, soon, because he's actually moving. Local, but not in the village anymore.
Right.
So I think I put it on the mayor's plate, said you better do something. Because otherwise, one of us bangs out, then, or two, done. So, yeah, no more freedoms.
Hmm?
No more freedom to say I'm not coming tonight. So, okay, so we have some minutes. I'm assuming all of us can vote unless we
I
can't.
think so. So let's see, 10:28. The only people that were absent are also absent tonight, Keith and Marilyn.
Okay, so need a motion to approve the October 28th, 25 minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Member Kelly,
I will second it.
Member Hefnecker. Okay, and all in favor
Aye.
and opposed? All right,
11:10.
110, we're also all here. There's a typo on page 2, Mr. Match with Mr. Mitz. And on page 4, year sand should be years and.
Mr. Ware, I have Mr. Matt, did you say?
Yeah, the very last line on page 2.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Matt.
Mr.
Okay.
Mitz. And then on page 4, or is it 5? It's 5, I believe. The sentence reading, member Kelly interjected. Year sand should be years and. I apologize for speaking too fast.
Wait, where, give me a rough idea where on the page.
Middle of the page. Right under item number 12, the next paragraph says member Kelly interjected. Right here.
Okay.
As corrected, I'll make a motion to correct,
As amended.
as amended, yeah.
In second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? It's 2. 11:25 minutes.
Just, keep that note, we're not here.
Okay. So we need a motion to approve the 11:25 minutes.
Make that motion.
Member Kelly, in second.
I'll second.
Member Iannucci. And all in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Approved. 12:15.
Everybody was here and
Just Keith.
Keith wasn't.
Okay, need a motion for the 12:15 meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Nate? Paul? And second?
I'll do that.
Fred? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay, we need a motion for adjournment.
Make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
There we go. That's right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed, good. We are done.